They said he was too small, too slow, too average to ever matter in the NFL. At 5'10" and 165 pounds coming out of high school, Aaron Charles Rodgers was rejected by every major college program except one walk-on opportunity at Illinois that he declined. The future four-time MVP was deemed so unremarkable that he nearly quit football altogether to pursue baseball or law school. But what those scouts couldn't measure was the relentless perfectionism burning inside a kid from Chico, California, who would transform every rejection into rocket fuel for one of the most statistically dominant careers in NFL history. This is the story of how an overlooked junior college transfer became the most efficient quarterback who ever lived, set records that may never be broken, and somehow managed to win everything except the championships his talent deserved. Aaron Rodgers was born into football without the royal treatment. His father, Edward, a chiropractor who played offensive line for Chico State, instilled discipline by warning his sons that partying would limit their athletic potential. Aaron absorbed this completely, becoming the kid who chose preparation over popularity. At age 10, he dominated a local basketball free throw competition, making front-page news for his precision under pressure. Even then, the signature Rodgers trait was emerging, an obsessive pursuit of technical perfection that would define his entire career. At Pleasant Valley High School, he posted 4,421 passing yards across 2 starting seasons while setting single-game records with 6 touchdowns and 440 all-purpose yards. His 2,466 total yards in 2001 established a school record. Despite these numbers and a 1310 SAT score with an A- average, Division I programs remained uninterested in the undersized quarterback who looked more like a chemistry student than a future NFL star. The rejection by Florida State and Bobby Bowden particularly stung. Only Illinois offered him a walk-on opportunity, which he declined rather than accepting charity. Facing the crossroads between athletic dreams and academic pragmatism, Rodgers seriously considered law school before Butte College offered him a lifeline just 15 miles from home. This decision would prove to be the most important choice of his career. At Butte College in 2002, Rodgers exploded with 26 touchdown passes, leading the Roadrunners to a 10-1 record, the NorCal Conference Championship, and number 2 national ranking. His completion percentage of approximately 65% and touchdown-to-interception ratio of roughly 4.3 to 1 showcased the precision that would become his calling card. California head coach Jeff Tedford discovered Rodgers almost by accident while recruiting tight end Garrett Cross, expressing amazement that such talent had been overlooked. At Cal, Rodgers transformed from overlooked prospect into statistical marvel. In 2003, he completed 215 of 349 passes for 2,903 yards with 19 touchdowns and just 5 interceptions, posting a 146.6 passer rating. His interception percentage of 1.43% set a school record that foreshadowed his NFL obsession with ball security. Against number 3 USC, Rodgers led Cal to a 21-7 halftime advantage before injury forced him from the game, though Cal won in triple overtime. His 2004 junior season elevated Rodgers into legitimate NFL prospect territory, completing 66.1% of his passes for 2,566 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. He led the Pac-10 in completion percentage. Against top-ranked USC, Rodgers set school records with 26 consecutive completions and tied an NCAA record with 23 straight completions in one game. His career interception percentage of 1.95% established a Cal record demonstrating his developing mastery of risk management. The draft day devastation that shaped Rodgers' psychology unfolded April 23, 2005. Expecting selection by his hometown San Francisco 49ers with the first overall pick, Rodgers instead watched helplessly as the Niners chose Alex Smith from Utah. Hour after excruciating hour passed before Green Bay selected him 24th overall. The 8-hour wait and public humiliation created a chip on his shoulder that would fuel his perfectionist drive for decades. Green Bay's 5-year, $7.7 million contract represented both opportunity and uncertainty. Sitting behind Brett Favre's spot meant spending his early career in Mike McCarthy's intensive quarterback school. 6 hours daily of motor skills training and mechanical refinement transformed Rodgers from raw talent into technical precision. McCarthy adjusted his release point, creating the smoother delivery that became Rodgers' signature. The backup years from 2005 to 2007 tested Rodgers' patience. In 2005, he posted a dismal 39.8 passer rating across limited action. A broken left foot in 2006 cost him most of the season. His first significant action came in 2007 against Dallas, where he completed 18 of 28 passes for 201 yards, bringing the Packers back from a 17-point deficit before ultimately losing 37-27. Favre's retirement in 2008 finally opened the door. Rodgers' first season as starter validated years of preparation. 4,038 passing yards with 28 touchdowns and 13 interceptions for a 93.8 passer rating. Notably, his 13 interceptions in 2008 remain the most he has thrown in any season, establishing his commitment to ball security from the beginning. The 2009 breakthrough showcased emerging elite status. His 4,434 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions produced a 103.2 passer rating. He became the first quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards in both of his first 2 seasons as a starter. The Packers' 11-5 record earned a playoff berth, though they lost to Arizona despite Rodgers throwing for 423 yards and 4 touchdowns in his first playoff game. Super Bowl 45 represented the pinnacle of Rodgers' championship success. After finishing 2010 at 10th and 6th, the Packers entered the playoffs as the 6th seed. Rodgers' postseason excellence emerged, 366 yards and 4 touchdowns against Atlanta, followed by the NFC Championship victory over Chicago. In Super Bowl 45 against Pittsburgh, he completed 24 of 39 passes for 304 yards and 3 touchdowns, earning Super Bowl MVP honors with a 109.8 playoff passer rating. The 2011 MVP season stands as perhaps the greatest single-season quarterback performance ever recorded. Rodgers' 4,643 passing yards, 45 touchdown passes, and 6 interceptions produced a 122.5 passer rating that remains the NFL single-season record. His 68.3% completion percentage and 7.5 to 1 touchdown-to-interception ratio represented peak efficiency. The Packers' 15-1 record earned him 48 of 50 first-place MVP votes, demonstrating universal recognition of his statistical dominance. Statistical mastery became Rodgers' defining characteristic throughout the 2010s. His career passer rating of 102.6 represents the highest in NFL history among quarterbacks with at least 1,500 attempts. The 4.34 to 1 career touchdown-to-interception ratio and 1.4% career interception percentage both stand as NFL records. During his peak years from 2011 to 2014, Rodgers averaged 40.5 touchdown passes against 6.25 interceptions per season, while maintaining over 105.0 passer rating annually. Championship frustration defines Rodgers' legacy through repeated playoff disappointments despite individual excellence. Following the Super Bowl victory, the Packers reached 4 NFC Championship games, but won none, losing all by a combined 19 points. His 11-10 playoff record includes a 100.1 passer rating with 45 touchdowns against 13 interceptions, numbers suggesting team failures rather than individual shortcomings. The 2014 collapse against Seattle, where Green Bay led 19-7 with 5 minutes remaining before losing in overtime, epitomized his championship near misses. Back-to-back MVP seasons in 2020 and 2021 proved Rodgers remained elite into his late 30s. In 2020, he threw 48 touchdowns with just 5 interceptions, leading the league in completion percentage, 70.7%, and passer rating, 121.5. His 2021 follow-up featured 37 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, making him the 5th player to win consecutive MVPs. Both seasons ended in heartbreaking home playoff losses. The records Rodgers accumulated border on surreal. His 402 consecutive pass attempts without an interception in 2018 broke Tom Brady's record, while his 0.3% interception rate that season represents the lowest single-season mark in history. He has led the NFL 6 times in touchdown-to-interception ratio and 4 times in passer rating. His 475 career touchdown passes rank among the top 10 all-time despite starting later than most elite quarterbacks. The Green Bay departure after 18 seasons reflected organizational tensions and championship frustration. Despite statistical excellence, Rodgers managed just 1 Super Bowl victory in nearly 2 decades as starter. His 153-87-1 regular season record represents 63.6% winning percentage, yet the singular championship creates perception of underachievement relative to his individual brilliance. The New York Jets chapter began with championship expectations before immediately descending into an injury nightmare. Just 4 plays into his debut, Rodgers suffered an Achilles tendon rupture that ended his 2023 season. His 2024 return featured moments of vintage excellence, including his 500th career touchdown pass, but the Jets' 5-12 record continued the pattern of team failure despite individual competence. Aaron Rodgers' career statistics tell the story of unprecedented efficiency. His 62,952 passing yards rank 8th all-time, while his 503 touchdowns place him 5th in history. More remarkable are the efficiency metrics. The 102.6 passer rating may never be equaled, while his 65.1% completion percentage and 1.4% interception rate demonstrate mastery of the position's crucial elements. 4 MVP awards, 10 Pro Bowl selections, and inclusion on the NFL 2010's All-Decade team validate his elite status. The tragedy of Aaron Rodgers lies not in what he accomplished, but in what he didn't. Armed with perhaps the most precise arm in NFL history and statistical excellence approaching mathematical perfection, he managed just 1 championship in nearly 2 decades of elite play. He proved that the overlooked kid from Chico could become the most efficient quarterback ever to play the game, but also demonstrated that efficiency alone cannot guarantee championships. In the end, Aaron Rodgers conquered everything about quarterbacking except the things that get you another ring.